Once upon a time, I was swept off my feet by this enigmatic and universal collection of jams. This album falls in love with being in love, is dying to stay out of it, and laments for the death of a relationship all in the same breath. I replayed this album throughout the entirety of my sophomore year, obsessively really, and have adored it ever since. Zendaya's artistry, especially at the age she was, has been an inspiration for me to strive for my very best on the music scene, and to dissect what I listen to for each of its components. Here's my belated review of the eponymous album entitled Zendaya. The review, track by track. Track 1, Replay. The elusive single off this timeless album serves as a euphemism for something or someone you can see yourself involved in over and over again on repeat. The lyrics direct you to feeling that way about the song in a way that is entrancing and magnetic, with this compelling melody that keeps that vinyl going on an endless loop within the space between our ears. The arrangement of the song itself is repetitive in a way that's catchy and filling, as opposed to lacking in substance like generic pop songs. The repetitive verses that echo one another feed off each other to convey the message that this song, among things you enjoy, is worth putting on heavy rotation. Track 2, Fireflies. This is such a cool stratospheric track. It's vibing with finger snaps and breathy vocals that pave the way for the beat to come marching in. This piece sets a dreamy feeling in your soul that ratchets up with the keyed up instrumental, and you're lost in the inebriation of this pop poetry's haze. It outshines the mainstream, anchored in its deftly produced concord that drives home what declares it as a stroke of brilliance. The hook, Put 'em Up in the Air, links arms with the ethereal reverb to complete the limitless and anti-gravity tale being spun. Track 3, Butterflies. I've always found myself enamored by this song. The sound has a penchant for romancing you, despite how the lyrics read like a Dear John letter to any player that sweet talks you, into forfeiting your sense for the sake of diving headfirst into sensibility. She's essentially cautioning herself to not live by her feelings, but to follow her head instead of her heart. Or the traffic jam with butterflies in her stomach. Don't allow yourself to be so blinded by someone's looks or recycled lines that you fall hard and fast, losing yourself and your heart in the process. I identify with this piece, having tripped over my rationality for a guy's attention and physical affection that I wasn't getting from anything else. So the verse that stands out to me the most is,
Wait a minute, every time you're here, my body feels reckless. Hope I don't regret this. Wait a minute, the way you make me feel, I can't keep my focus.
my message to all you ladies and gentlefish. Don't let your heart rule your head. Don't allow the butterflies to fool you. Track 4, Put Your Body Down. This is a banging hybrid of seductive and fun. While the words are inviting, the layered beat just wants to have a good time without any strings attached. It's all about throwing your inhibitions out the window and dancing, joining in with a girl that finds the craziness and the thrill of life to suit her just fine. Or maybe it's telling us to break out of the everyday box and to get wild for a night on the dance floor. Track 5, Heaven Lost an Angel. This is rich and funky with his heavy MJ vibe, which makes sense considering Miss Zendaya herself is inspired by him, and comes off as suave, classic, and iconic. When I listen to this, I imagine smoke and catwalks and mirrors. It makes me want to sway and toss my hair and dance without caring what anyone thinks of me. I feel free and alive and authentic whenever I listen to it. It's an ironically empowering and flirtatious song originally intended for a male to sing, but meshes best with the feminine voice. It's modern in its proposal through the title's pickup line, and while angels and humans are separate entities, it's still a clever metaphor that takes the album to new and refreshing heights. And that's not where the wittiness of the song ends. There's a theme of a play on words motif seasoning the track and sprinkles of the verses, like the first and its pre-chorus. I'm walking like a model, he watching like Movado. Movado is a watch brand which makes for a creative pun that sets the track up for success. It continues in, we up like where the space is, get down like where the bass is. Like $100 bill. Quite frankly, I've been waiting to spend time with you. Benjamin Franklin is on the $100 bill, so that's how the word frankly and the amount of money collaborate. And it's further grounded in the phrase, spend time with ya, as you spend money and you spend time. Track 6, Cry for Love. Sadly, this is probably my least favorite, and sets this album at a 4.5 on the Pocky Stick scale. Despite this, it's still a decent song and shows a range of subject matter from a different angle. She makes it clear that she doesn't know how to navigate this relationship, as it is her first, and she waxes poetic about the not so happy ending. It's a somber still of a mutually destructive relationship. While relationships are bound to suffer wounds and words that people would like to take back, it's never meant to be miserable all the time. And you shouldn't put your boys before your girl, if she really is your ride or die. And it goes both ways. It's an elegy of neglect and a eulogy for commitment. Because the relationship isn't up to par and can only capsize like the Titanic if certain aspects never change. Track 7. Only when you're close. Dynamic. Daring. It's guaranteed to get your heart jumping as your pulse prances to its beat. It's a world where only two lovers exist, and all other humans fade into the background of this passionate love. It's about bouncing out of the lukewarm and cultivating a relationship that sizzles under the hot side of romance. I adore the bridge's breakdown as it takes a moment to celebrate the heat between the couple as they love through the verses. Track 8. Bottle You Up. This voices the need to bottle perfection, to consume that perfection, and to erase all your flaws. It's praise for someone you put on a pedestal and desire to merge souls with. It's about holding on to a fading memory of a temporary relationship, wanting to find some way to conserve it and keep it close until the end of time. It's a whisper of all the tears that will be shed in mourning of it, and the broken heart that will be left in the wake of it all. It's a song that's down on its knees and begging for something to cling to on the hardest days after the relationship is already 6 feet under. This is an unsung broken heart's lullaby that drips off the verses and cries out for better days. It transcends all the other grievous doodles within the sketchbook of love and loss. Track 9. Scared. Its conceptual tone plummets into haunting vocals, eerie instrumentals, and the lurking harmonies that trail them. I visualize a deadly force threatening to strike at any given moment. Something I could see as a theme song for the terrifying instances in the fall weather. The crunch of baked apples and crispy brown leaves beneath boots. The whistling strong gale that heralds winter's dropping temperatures and windshields of shorter daylight hours. It screams for the shadows of the rift that might stand between the couple in a moment of disagreement or betrayal. The song is raw and real with his pleas to not be left alone, for fear of the separation and the quiet, which I resonate with as I can't stand not having some white noise or background music because it makes me feel lonely. This song will tear a hole into your heart and will remain there forever, leaving the mark of a scar on your soul. Track 10. Love You Forever. A song written by Nick Jonas that's the most sentimentally infatuating off the entire piece. It's so easy and sweet that it would most likely rank my 6th favorite track, but it doesn't cut it when compared to my number 5 in regards to replay value. This revolves around the innocence of wanting someone for the first time, wanting the first relationship to work out, and to have that first person be the last person. It's gratuitous in the loud feeling that booms whenever that person is around, and it cannot be silenced by the potential trouble that could come with it. Track 11. My Baby. This is mad hype. It's a popping party platter that never fails to make me dance, whether in my seat or on my feet. It's not exactly eclectic, but it's immediately likable. It's like meeting a new person and befriending them. There are moments when its novelty fades, but still something you can find yourself enjoying. Its throbbing beat is in a league of its own. The vocals rollick over the pounding bass as it consumes your mind, body, and soul. It's instrumental for a carefree night, in the club, or with friends on a trip to anywhere and nowhere. Track 12. Parachute. Since this is a bonus track, I won't count it against the album and factor it into my final rating, as it's technically not officially part of it. Her voice is the song's saving grace, as I found the beginning unpleasant to my ears due to how sensitive mine are to sharp sounds. I do enjoy the floaty dreamscape that it creates, like we're all suspended in the air and sky falling without the protection of parachutes. The vocals cushion the blow that the instrumental forges, and it holds potential to be a greater song with a few changes here and there. The overall rating I would give this album is 4.5 out of 5 Pocky Sticks. My top 5 tracks of the album are number 5, Replay. Number 4, Scared. Number 3, Butterflies. Number 2, Bottle You Up. Number 1, Heaven Lost an Angel. Thank you all for watching. If you would like me to review any other album, whether it be pop, rock, K-pop, let me know in the comment section down below. Anyway, I'll see you all next time. Bye guys, and smiles all around.